About 12 years ago or so, my daughter said, "Hey, let's make some spoons." She was 18 years old at the time. And I said, "Yeah, okay." So we started making spoons. We just, the only thing is you can't do this on the lathe. So we carve these out with a gouge and then rough them out with a bandsaw. And that the wood carver, the spoon carvers don't take kindly to that. They want to do it with a hatchet and a knife. So I'm a spoon maker, not a spoon carver. Okay. So we couldn't do that on the lathe. So I'm Richard Raffin. I see he had some stuff and he made some little ones on the lathe, but still you got to have a bandsaw. So we couldn't do that. And so I was watching YouTube one day and Ashley Harwood was turning a ladle. I said, well, we can do that all on the lathe. So I watched her do it. And as she was doing it, the handle flew off. So she said, yeah, sometimes it just happens, she didn't nick it or anything. It just a centrifugal force blew it off. So I understand that a couple times now. And so this is pretty good here. And maybe it'll even fly back. I don't know. But, and also, if anybody can make it to the end without falling asleep, I've got some spoons here and you're welcome. So I'll lay them out on a table afterwards. You're welcome to the spoons. Okay. So we can't go wrong here. Either it turns out or they never ask me to do this again. So it's win-win. So, all right. So we're going to start just a rough and gout. I kind of roughed them just to get started. And I need to know how wide it is so I know how big. Yeah, so it's big. We don't need to be that big. Okay, we'll take it down some. The guys that clean up tonight are really going to appreciate me. In fact, one of the guys that cleans up didn't even come because he knew. All right, we'll go with that. Oh, yeah. Do what we always do. We can pass them around. Oh, that's me, isn't it? Yeah. All right, we're smaller than that. Okay. Okay. What's that? How's that? Better now? Can't hear me breathing? If I quit breathing, you'll notice. Yeah. Half a 3 1/4 is 2 5/8. Is that right? 1 5/8. Yes. 1 5/8. All right. We got the math class out of the way. Okay, and so now is when you say, I wish I'd have paid attention when they were making spheres. Because one class I might have dozed off in, but so yeah. It's like I have to stand on my tiptoes. Lay it as high. But Dan gets rid of a lot of material with the. You know what they say about silence? Silence is a good thing. You know, people think you're a fool, but if you open your mouth, it takes away all doubt. So, all right, now start making it round. If you did want to sing, now'd be a good time, Mark. How about questions? Any questions? This is cherry. I'm not really crazy about cherry because I always have a hard time with end grain in a bowl or just anywhere. Whatever seems to work out, 3.5, something like that. Make it a little smaller on this one. I'm sure. I don't know what it is, but yeah, yeah.
That's looking pretty round. You must have paid attention during the sphere class.
Maybe I woke up for part of it. Not that it matters, but the rounder it is, the size of the, the rim around it is more accurate. Got some little cutouts here that are too big. Okay, well, good. Yeah. Well, get out my favorite tool here. If you don't sand it now, it doesn't get sanded because after a while, we're not going to do this. We're going to be able to take it off and turn it around. I'm sorry.
The
Well,
question is, was that a square end scraper?
A badan. Mm-hmm. And this is a detail gouge, full gouge or thermal gouge.
Jerry, is there a size for the junction between the handle and the ball? You like that at an inch or 3/4, or what's the size that?
Inch or 3/4? Yeah. Okay. About that. It's subject to what it turns out when I'm all done. So. Yeah. Actually, I had one, the handle flew off, but it just pulled out and I could put it back in. I glued it back in and you don't even know it's gone. I mean, it was just one. If you have a smaller lathe, you got to be careful that you don't make it too long because it's going to flop around this way. And if it doesn't clear the bed lathes, you're not going to do it. I'm going as fast as I can on this part because it slows down. Got to make it jam stuff. Takes a little bit of. Even if you do nod off, if your neighbor wakes you up before we're done, look at a spoon. Look that round now. Oops. Hate when that happens. The what? This side? Oh, as far as I feel I can, yeah. Yeah, eighth or so. It's hooked on good here. So I'm not too worried about that. The Jerry Osborn kind of sets back a little bit. I've always done Oz since the last 60 years or so. And my wife calls me Oz or Osborn. But when somebody asks me, introduce yourself, I'm not going to say Ozzy Osborne. It just doesn't. So I go with Jerry, and
We do have another guest in the back of the room that I did not introduce. We have Joy Ruth Heath with us here tonight. Her first Prescott Woodturners meeting.
yes.
So she has not yet mastered the skew, I understand, but pretty good with the parting tool. Yes, yes.
I'd like to have a show of hands. How many here have mastered a skew? Good, 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 good. I always wanted to. I mean, you can, the test piece, you can make it work great. So you put it on something and it just tears it apart, it destroys it. So, yeah, looks like fun. Yeah, I've tried that. All that good for right now. All right, I'll lose the other half of the crowd. No, no, no. Okay, you can use this for lots of things. You make a rattle out of it, a thumper. Ah, the fun part, making a jam chuck. Found that green wood works better for me. This is just a piece of ash here, and I just turned it down, and they seem to split apart real fast.
So Oz, before you start
Yeah.
that, could you conceptually show everyone what the purpose of the jam check will be for?
We're going to take this and we're going to put it in here like that. And then it's going to spin around and we're going to hollow out a bowl. Theoretically, you know. Yeah, I brought a face mask I was going to put on. Yeah, rounder works better for this too. Actually, it's something I use for eating with or whatever. I use a mineral oil and beeswax, and so I just slap it on and buff it off when it's done. Really a finish. It's just something you can use. Huh. Yep. Actually, it's ash, but huh. Good thing it doesn't matter in there. Well, I tried a few times, but then like I say, this ash, it just splits apart and I think guys, enough, good enough. Yeah. Actually, there, because they can't really tell how deep you are. There's a way. I saw a guy do it on the drill press. He pulled the drill down to what I had a piece of 1/4 inch plywood, pulled it down to that and set it, took the plywood off, set the bowl on there, and I got it within a 1/4 inch. And something I want to try, I think. It seems like a good idea. It should work. Yeah, I had a goober on here, so I put that out so I can get rid of it. Now you got to kind of be gentle here. Oops. Put the line on there so I knew about where, because otherwise it's just a blur here. And the line lets me know when I'm getting close. Yeah, nudge somebody, make sure they're awake. Yeah. Yeah. You wouldn't want to tell us about the delivery story. Yeah, I mean, something to do. Whoops, you always gotta pay attention. Oh, there it is. The piece of, oh. Dave. Now it gets harder to throw it in there. And two, you never get back in the same place. No. Takes all the fun out of it. Yeah. 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 Oh, there's marks on it now all over the place. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I brought a couple along just to know that I did actually do one without it falling apart. So. Now's when that pilot hole comes in handy, which we don't have. That's the end of that. So if you want to see one, there it is. See, that's what happens. It just comes apart too much centrifugal force. That actually wasn't a catch. That would just flew off there. Oh, you can, actually, that's what happened to Ashley Harwood. I don't feel so bad. Oh, yeah, yeah. So anyway, there it is. Now you know how. Yes, sir. I didn't look. I didn't look. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing scientific about this for me. It just, yeah. Yeah, it just, so now you know. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I could probably just glue this on the side there. So anyway, there it is. Yes. Sandpaper, yeah, just, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do the sides and stuff, yeah, yeah.
Then you said earlier, you said you would use typically a beeswax mineral oil
Right,
kind
yeah.
of mixture.
That's what I did for all these spoons and stuff here. So just beeswax and mineral oil. And I'm gonna put these here and you can, so if you want a spoon, there they are.
Have you ever seen a jam chuck where they notch out the jam chuck so that the handle fits down in there? I'm not sure that that does anything different, but
Now these little ones, you can take one of the notches out of here and just use a 3. Then you can actually feel inside there what they are. You know what I mean? What's that? Maybe.
oh, you
I
take
don't know.
you take one of the 4
Yes,
jaws out.
yes. And not well, yeah, you use the longer ones, yeah. Like the 2-inch or whatever. Yeah, this one's not deep enough, but But then, you know, with one out there, then you can feel in there, you can get behind it and see what it is. So that's, okay. Any more questions? Oh, you can have this too if you want. Yeah, pass it around.
So any questions for Oz? Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Make sure everyone comes up and takes a look at the variety of spoons and ladles, and some of those I would even call scoops. Those are incredible. And the variety that you've done, that was probably what, a weekend's worth?
Yeah. Long.
A long weekend. Okay.